Why some people cannot hear or receive the Dharma, because their hearts are still attached to worldly pleasures, or because they have lost worldly pleasures and their mind becomes too overwhelmed to receive truth. Deep teaching. Without the right temperament, even the sound of Dharma cannot enter. The Buddha taught that Dharma is not heard with the ears, it is heard with the heart. When a person's temperament, karma, or mental state is not ready, even if they sit right in front of the Buddha, they cannot absorb a single drop of truth. This is a powerful truth found in many suttas. 1. When a person loses worldly pleasures, the mind may fall into sorrow instead of wisdom. Some people, when their pleasures disappear, such as wealth, reputation, love, cyber status, one's comfort, or health, pleasures and entertainment become trapped in grief, fear, depression, and anger, and hopelessness. In this state, the mind becomes heavy, closed, and dark. The Buddha said, "A mind overcome by sorrow cannot grasp the Dharma." Why? Because Dharma enters through light, stillness, clarity, but suffering creates noise, restlessness, and confusion. 2. Dharma requires emotional maturity, not emotional collapse. Many people think suffering automatically brings wisdom, but the Buddha clarified, suffering ripens into wisdom only when the mind has patience, mindfulness, and humility. If not, suffering becomes bitterness, denial, self-pity, distraction, escape. In that condition, the person cannot even tolerate hearing about Dharma, because Dharma asks for letting go, seeing truth, accepting impermanence, releasing attachment. This feels painful for someone who is clinging tightly to worldly life. 3. Some people cannot hear Dharma because worldly pleasures still control their mind. This is the other side. Some people have not yet lost pleasure, but are still deeply intoxicated by it. They are busy chasing money, romance, entertainment, social approval, sensual comfort. For them, Dharma feels boring and too serious, too slow and too confronting and too strict, too and dry. The Buddha said, one intoxicated with pleasure cannot taste the flavor of Dharma. It's like trying to feed a full stomach. No matter how good the food is, they have no appetite for truth. 4. The Buddha used the simile of the closed lotus. A lotus blooms when the sunlight touches it. But if the lotus is closed, too young, too cold, or damaged, the sunlight cannot open it. Likewise, the Buddha said, a mind with the right temperament, soft, humble, curious, opens when touched by Dharma. A mind filled with craving or sorrow remains tightly closed. The sunlight is the same. The difference is in the lotus. 5. Dharma requires the temperament of renunciation, not clinging. The Buddha explained that a person must have at least a small amount of disenchantment, nibbida, wisdom, humility, acceptance, patience, willingness to look inward. Without this, Dharma cannot enter. If someone is deeply attached to pleasures or deeply grieving the loss of pleasures, their mind is not stable enough to receive the truth. 6. Some people cannot hear Dharma for an entire lifetime. The Buddha said that certain karmic conditions make a person allergic to truth, resistant to teachings, threatened by wisdom, uncomfortable with silence, afraid of introspection. They avoid monks, temples, teachings, or conversations about Dharma. Even when they hear it, they feel irritated. The Buddha explained, because their hearts are still in the world, they cannot receive the path that leads beyond it. This is not punishment. It is simply the natural ripening of mind. 7. But when the mind is ripe, even one sentence can awaken it. The opposite is also true. When a person's temperament is ready, humbled by life, wise from experience, tired of suffering, open to truth, willing to listen, even a short teaching can transform them instantly. The Buddha said, when the heart is ready, the Dharma reveals itself effortlessly. This is why ripeness matters more than suffering, and temperament matters more than intelligence.